Yeah. This is Coffee and Chat with Rev Bruce coming at you on another Saturday. Bringing you a little something just to keep you inspired as we go along the way. Looking at multiple streams of income, particularly multiple streams of internet income, and how that plays out in what you're doing, side hustle, what you're trying to do as far as, make that extra income, whatever it might be, if it's art, graphic design, content creation, whatever it might be. Simply looking at that and how that plays into your system and your approach. And so, as we go forward, definitely check out what we're talking about and look at what we did before, look at what we showed on the previous notes, and definitely take this to heart. This is about what you should stop before getting started. And we use STOP as an acronym. There's going to be breaking down into four main things. And I say that to keep you on point. And as we look at this, we want to look at something that was generated by Robert G. Allen in two different books. One was Multiple Streams of Income, and the second one, which we're really looking at, is Multiple Streams of Internet Income. When we talk about multiple streams of internet income, right, Robert G. Allen pointed out that one of your main things you should look at, your main product, is going to be your profit center number one. That's going to be profit center number one. That's what you're going to name it. That's what you're going to label it. That's how you're going to look at it. And that's going to be where most of your internet income will flow from and through, whether it be a website, a blog, a site for your book as an author, or it be, if you're an independent film uh, creator and you have an independent film and you just have a website for your film, whatever it might be, that's your main profit center, your main product. And so that's where you put a lot of your focus, a lot of your energy, and that serves as the center, the hub for your streams of income to flow. And like I said, that goes back to Robert G. Allen and his teaching from multiple streams of income as well as multiple streams of internet income. And then, boom, here's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to do that, from my writing. I try to expand my writing from two different places, both when I do publications, I do self-publications. And so I have another poetry book coming out this spring. Hopefully, we have everything set up for April release. That's what's I'm working on right now. And then I also have where I'm writing about the activity that I love to do, which is play golf, my Breaking 90, which is one of multiple blogs that I have going on. And so when I take this into consideration, these are different venues, but they all flow from the main thing. The main thing that I do is writing and content creating. And so that gets into the expansion of what I do. I would say for most of what I'm working on, writing takes up the bulk of the time. And then from there is the editing and the revision, the marketing, the packaging, and seeing how that works. The problem tends to be when you go to reorganize everything, and you just have to simply break down and take the time and make the effort to where it's set up in a system that works for you and that actually provides you with ease of getting through your projects. And so my main flow comes from writing and content creation. Yours may come from another means. And so definitely take time to figure that out. And what we're working on is what we need to stop. And what we need to stop, like I said, we're using an acronym, 4 different points. And what we need to stop really gets into before we get too far down the road. If you've already started, cool. You've got some measurements, some idea of what it takes and what it's taking out of you. What it's cost? What are your bottom line costs? What are your income that you're getting out of things? How much are you really averaging per hour or per project? That starts to give you a baseline for what you got going on. But to go along with that, to keep you moving, we want to really stop with four things. We want to really stop with four things, and these four things are simply put in this order. First off, we want to start thinking other possibilities. Start thinking other possibilities. Think outside the box, right? And when we think outside the box, we want to think beyond and do something different than the status quo. We don't want to just be doing the same thing everyone else is doing. We want to see where we can do something new or unique, and we want to make sure that when we branch out, and these possibilities are possibilities that can take us to new customers, have new people experience our work, see it in different venues, go beyond just the norm of, oh, I got printed in a newspaper or in a magazine or weekly publication. Go beyond the boundaries of conventional thought. Think about it. If there were no limits, where would you have your stuff be seen? Some people, they could be writing and crafting stories that fit within the realm of the designs for games, for video games. Video games come with a story, and video games often are converted to movies, and those movies then become stories that hit the big screen, and someone has to convert them into a format that is set up to be put on the screen. And so if you see yourself as a writer, take it beyond that. See yourself as more than a writer. Think about what you do in the realm of content creation. And with that, you broaden your possibilities as you broaden how you think. And so I definitely say, the first step is to stop. Start thinking about other possibilities of what you do, how you do it, and how you see it, even how you convey it to others. And secondly, stop means to start taking other pathways, right? Start taking other pathways. See what you got going on, right? And see how that can go in different directions. You might even take a different route than other people who came before you. You may not simply get away with what other people have been able to do before, because there may be a higher demand. The market may be saturated. There can be different circumstances. And so don't depend on what others who led the way and pioneered things did. That got them started, but there may be other routes that you have to take. And so venture into the unknown. Go a different way. Try a different method. Expand your horizons and boundaries. Open yourself up to taking new pathways. And basically strap your seatbelt on and enjoy the ride, because it is an adventure to take on something where you may not know the twists and turns and all the nooks and crannies of the road you take. And so you might have to find a space that is not crowded with competition. You might have to place your work in places where others can see it and grow familiar with it, and that might mean that you're, doing a different type of approach. Cell phone poetry was still popular right now. It's short, it's snappy, and it's also transferable. You can put that on Twitter, 150 characters or less, tweet a poem, right? And putting, short bits of poetry on Instagram, visuals. You just saw it with what I put out there for my announcement for Rebirth. That's just a short snapshot of a poem that adds to the marketing element of it. And so take a different pathway to achieving your success. That will also open you up to seeing, hey, if I go this route, I can get into this niche and this group of people, and I can carve out my own space. And so definitely think about that as you approach what you're doing. And this comes from simply looking at your skills, looking at your time, looking at the different avenues that you can take in order to get to a point of success where you can expand and add on. Start tackling ongoing problems. And with that, there are things that will always seem to be there. And if you have a solution, writers are always looking for where they can get published. Writers are always looking for where they can post their material. They're always looking for who's paying substantial rates. And so, as a content writer, content creator, I'm attracted when someone puts on Medium, 10 sites where you can publish and get paid, right? 10 papers and 10 formats that are looking for guest blogs, right? And so make changes that will set you up for success, right? Change your way of looking at it as you're not just writing, you're not just designing, but you're also solving problems. See yourself as a problem solver. And if you just take one topic and break that down into, okay, how can I utilize this and put this in the format of tips? And you might put that in a bullet point tip as a filler, or a tip sheet. How can I put this in the form of a list? You might have a resource list where you research sites that were accepting submissions from authors and paying 10 cents a word, right? And how can I put this in a longer format and benefit from that? You might post it on Medium or another site where you can definitely get eyeballs on what you have, as well as potentially put it on your own blog and format it and edit it as you see fit. But what you want to do is take that topic and see what else is relevant to it and how you can expand from there, and then solve the problem and provide steps to the solution in various forms. Like I said, tip sheets, site lists, resource lists, book lists. You might even take a picture of some of the titles or create a graphic of some of the titles of your support and research and put that on Pinterest, right? And link that to an article or a blog that you've written. Your best move might be to start developing and formulating new ways to address ongoing problems, not just problems that you're experiencing, but problems that are ongoing within your industry, problems that newbies may face when they start to get involved with side hustles, things like that. And share your process. Use visuals, charts, graphs, illustrations, make it more appealing to the eye and eye catching and attention grabbing, so that people will jump on and see that and get excited about it and say, hey man, I want to check that out. I want to see what that's about, and make it to where people will read further than the headline. That's where most people get stuck. They get a great keyword headline, and then those first 100 words are not attractive. Those first 100 words don't match up with the keywords that brought them there, and it is a flop. And then people say, well, hey, I did everything, I researched it, and I got people to visit and view my article, but the amount of time that they've spent actually reading, resharing, retweeting, anything to do with my article is limited. Make sure once you grab their attention that you keep their attention. And so that's all about technique and making sure that your articles, your visuals, your graphics, all those are appealing and they draw people further in as opposed to say, well, that was nice, but it doesn't have anything to do with what I'm looking for, right? So you want to keep that on track, stay on topic, stay on message, and make sure that that holds up as you go forward. And finally, as we look at stopping, we just want to make sure that we start telling other people. Start telling other people. I can't tell you enough how much it matters that you are um, in a position to promote yourself. And you can do that highly actively, or you can do that in a very passive manner. You can do it highly actively by your status updates, by your posts, the things that you promote and push out there on social media and social sharing sites. You can do it passively by what you put in your bio, changing your profile pic and making that something to do with your brand as opposed to um, an ongoing picture of yourself and just where you're from, what you do, and la 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 la, right? Make it known to people, and let them hear it from you that not only here's what you're doing and how you see yourself, but what it means to you. Where's your passion lie? Where are you, truly energized about what you have going on? And I say that because when you start telling other people kind of get like, oh, I didn't know that about you. Oh, that's interesting, right? And in doing so, remember you have to tell people multiple times in order for it to really sink in. And so you may have to tell the same people 5, 6, even 7 times that yes, I do write online. Yes, I do write articles for periodicals. Yes, I do have a blog that I continue to update. And so people may not know that, people may not understand that, and so you are in the business of educating them. So that's key when it comes to that final stop, right? Start telling other people you are your best cheerleader. Share what you're doing and show your passion, right? You'll never go from passion to profit if you're, afraid to say something about it, if you're afraid to tell people about it, if you hold that in. Just make it known to people what type of work you're doing and how much it means to you, right? It may not be that you're doing work that is quote unquote, um, what would they say, work that is so set up to where you are, um, you're just making a killing, right? But you're doing work that you feel good about. You're doing work that you see as important. You're doing work that helps you further develop as a writer, as a content creator, as a graphic designer, illustrator, whatever it may be. And you also open up to, people that you can collaborate with and work together with and not just find a couple of side gigs, but you may be able to work on higher level projects with them. And so, listen, this is to inspire somebody to understand that you don't have to just jump out there without any understanding, right? You don't have to jump out there without any expectation. Go out, make a living, supplement your living and income, whatever it may be. But take the time to ensure that you do these 4 things, right? Before going further. Remember, you want to feed your main profit center, whether it be your book, your blog, your newsletter, whatever it might be, but you want to feed that and allow your other streams of income to funnel from there. And with that, these are the things that you need to stop before getting started. And there's 4 things. We've talked about it. But what I would really like to say is it's going to come down to your drive, your initiative, your belief in you. Keep your focus and keep your faith. Always stay inspired. And God bless. Have a good one.